Hey, I'm Joy from Extreme Times. I'm here with Mendota Football High School coach Robert Beto Mejia. Beto, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, my pleasure. So we're here because of all the buzz and the attention you've been receiving since you and your team has been featured on ESPN. And so we just like to get to know you a little better. So tell me a little about yourself. Are you married? Are you single?
No, I'm single. I'm not married.
Oh, okay.
Marriage isn't something that I've thought about, but it is in my future plans if I ever get a girlfriend that I'm serious with.
Okay. So I know you have a son. How old is he?
My son Isaiah is 11 years old. He's in the fifth grade.
Okay, so tell me a little more about him.
Oh, he's been the best thing in my life. He's just a true blessing. He loves Legos, and he was born at 24 weeks and weighed 1 pound 7 ounces. So he's a fighter.
Yeah, that's amazing. Besides football, what are some of your hobbies?
I like to work out. I like to weightlift and just hang out with my friends and travel. I love to travel. I recently took a trip to Mexico and I just took traveling for granted and I told myself this is something I have to do more often.
Okay, that's good. Where did you attend and graduate college?
I attended college at CSU Fresno and I received my Bachelor's of Science in Pre-Physical Therapy. I graduated spring May 2005 and then I just completed my master's degree in special ed cross special ed cross categorical recently in December.
Okay, that's awesome. Let's talk a little about your history. Where were you born?
I was born in Fresno, California.
Okay. And when did you move out to Mendota?
I lived here in Mendota my whole life.
Okay. Did you come from a sports and football background?
Well, I played football and baseball in high school, and I played it throughout my youth as well. So that's the type of background I had. But my parents weren't the ones that got me involved in sports. It was my older sister. So I really never had someone, like my father or mother take me to the games. It was just more my sister telling me to play sports.
Okay. And how old were you when you started playing football?
Well, I think I was 10 years old. I was 10 years old when I first started playing football here at the youth for the Mendota Cobras right here.
Mm-hmm. And what position did you play?
At the time, I think I was a receiver, and then I ended up playing quarterback. And then when I got to high school, I became a running back.
Okay, so you just played all over.
Yeah, I tried.
Did you receive any awards or break any records?
No, not records, but I was like selected MVP of my team. I did play in an All-Star game, and I did get like all league selections. So I mean, simple stuff.
That's great. If you could excel at any other sport besides football, what would it be?
If I, man, I wish I would have wrestled. If someone would have told me to wrestle, I think that would have just made me a better person. And I just see the toughness and the competitiveness in those kids, and I was thinking, man, that's something I'm gonna regret, and it's something I do regret. I should have participated in that sport.
That's great. And who taught you the love of football?
The love of football just came from playing with my friends when I was a kid. We always played out on the dirt lots or on the grass or on the road, and it's just something I learned to love, and that's where I told myself this is some sport I want to be a part of, and I joined for the youth group here, and I also joined here in high school.
You mentioned to me that your sister got you into sports. Besides her, who were some of your mentors?
My mentors have been a former teacher of mine named Gloria Bolin, who still teaches here in Mendota. She was more like a mother figure to me, like at school. She made sure that she always cared for me, is what I recognize in her. And one of my mentors now is the high school PE teacher here in wrestling, Coach Joe Gamis, and he just kind of teaches me more about life lessons and how to carry myself and how to approach situations. And out there coaching, I got to give a lot of credit to my offensive coordinator, Jesus Cardenas, because we got a tremendous, awesome relationship, not just about football, but also off of it as well. And we have the same goals and the same vision for this program, and so far it's been working.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And who was your favorite sports figure growing up?
You know what? I have to say that Michael Jordan was. He's the greatest of all time, so I got to give him the credit, because he's a competitor and he's the greatest. There's no argument about that. In any other sport, you could argue who's the greatest, but when it comes to Michael Jordan, yeah, ain't nobody. Everybody's fighting for second. Ain't nobody gonna drop him from number one.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about Mendota and football. When did you start coaching in Mendota?
I started coaching 7 years ago. I can't remember what year it was. I think it was like '08 or something like that, I believe. I was an assistant at the JV level for 1 year, and then the following year I became a head coach at the JV level for 3 years. And in those 3 years span, we went 29-1. Lost our first game, I won 29 in a row. So then I applied for the varsity job, and I was selected by an interview panel, and Our first year we went undefeated and were section champions. The following year we lost 3 games, but repeated as section champions.
Mm-hmm.
And this past year we lost 2 games and were runner-ups and then Division 5 section champions.
That's great. And when did you know that you had a championship team?
Just you could just tell because there's a lot of champions here in Mendota. I think every kid here and person here is a champion. So I just think that now they just need some type of guidance and mentoring and just letting someone know that they believe in them and they also have to believe in themselves. So it just becomes a big trust issue and hey, a relationship where we could win a championship together. So I always will believe that there will be championship teams here in Mendota.
That's great. And what sets your coaching apart from other coaching techniques that makes your team so successful?
I just think I care so much, and not having a wife or a girlfriend to tell me, hey, you're spending too much time with them kids. I think that lets me, dedicate my time more. And that's something that I know I'm here constantly with these kids, and my summer days are from 2 in the afternoon till maybe 9:30 at night. So I'm just a resource to these kids, and that's what I think separates me.
Mentioning that you're a resource, are you more than just a coach to these boys?
Yeah, I think so. Now I'm recognizing it more because, a lot of these kids, thank me for, helping them out and that they've
Mm-hmm.
learned a lot from me. And I never want to take any credit. They deserve it all. And I feel that those kids have changed my life, that
Mm-hmm.
I haven't changed theirs. They changed my life for sure. And, if anything, I just hope that we can continue having a friendship after they graduate. And if they need anything and if I can help them with it, I will, not to hesitate to contact me.
And you mentioned that they changed your life. What are the impacts and changes that they made?
Oh, they made me a better dad. I'm seeing these young men as freshmen and graduate as seniors, and I see the changes they've become emotionally, physically, and academically and socially. And that's something that has prepared me with my son and preparing him for these stages in his life. And, also my actions. I know that my actions will affect them if I do take a bad decision. So I make sure that I keep myself in check because of these kids.
Mm. In the ESPN clip, you were in the stadium giving a speech to the team about football and how football can change their lives. You mentioned that Mendota was a layout for them. It was an obstacle, the prison, the fields, and everything if they don't change. You were telling them that football was the way out. Do you believe that?
Yeah, absolutely. Because in the game of football, they're going to learn accountability, dedication, commitment, and how to strive through adversity. And I
Mm-hmm.
think if they apply those skills to their lives, that they know that they're the ones that hold the success to their life. And reflecting, telling them about the prison, telling them about the field work, telling them about a food processing plant that got shut down. I told them those are decisions that they could make and they could fall into and thinking, hey, this is what I can do for the rest of my life. But I also let them know that education will let them break the trend of poverty and also field work.
Mm-hmm. You have 2 consecutive Valley Championships. You were the West Sierra League Coach of the Year in 2011, 2012. You made the County All-Star game. You won, and you were also President V's Coach of the Year award. Hearing all those achievements, how does that make you feel?
Well, I'm more proud for my players and my
Mm-hmm.
assistant coaches because they're a part of it as well. It's not like if awards are great,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but at the end of the day, it don't define who I am. Like it defines that we've had success, and when I retire, if I ever do retire or they fire me, I'll look back at that stuff and I'll be like, oh man, that was a good year. But it's more like I want the kids and my assistant coaches to take pride for it because I represent them as well.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And how do you think Mendota views you?
Well, I just think they view me as one of their own, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm from this community. I graduated from the school, and I'm a reflection of this community because I work hard, and I'm a blue collar guy, and I just want to make sure that I represent my community in a positive way.
That's great. How did ESPN find you? How did they find Mendota?
That's funny because the other day I thought about that as well, and the only thing I recall is when I talked to the producer Scott Harves. He said that he was just doing some research, and this just happened to pop up on his computer, like, hey, this
Mm-hmm.
town. He read an article that was written up in the Fresno Bee, and he started researching it more, and he said, oh man, I got to go out there and check this out. So when he called me, I said, yeah, if you're serious, I could email you some stuff. So I emailed him like our player packets, the policies that we have, and a clip of some other things and statistics of this town. I said, if you're serious, well, this is what you're getting yourself into. And sure enough, he met me that same week. On Friday, he flew from Minnesota to Fresno, and he met me in Hanford on a Saturday, and he said, yeah, man, I want to do a story on you guys. And that's how it happened.
Great. And how has the ESPN video affected your life?
Well, I'm glad that it has happened because it has shown a positive light on Mendota. Yeah, we deal with poverty and adversity, but we also show that we could inspire and motivate people with our hard work. And it's changed my life because now we're getting more resources for these kids. And, with in athletics, in school and everything, there's more resources to them now. And I'm just glad to be a part of it. And, I think it's only going to just make this program here at the school grow athletically for the football program and the others, and academically as well.
What's your family and friends outtake on all the buzz and attention you've been receiving since the ESPN video?
Well, I think they, when it first was shown on ESPN, a lot of my friends were asking me, like, you don't, you're not tripping out that you're on ESPN. And I was like, nah, man, it's just a flavor of the week. And I just keep myself level headed and I stick to my same routine. I don't let that stuff, change me. So that's why I'm just, I just think they might wonder, like, man, it's not bothering him, all the attention he's getting, because I just go through my same routine and I just stay who I am.
Mm. And have you encountered any jealousy or any resentment from the locals?
Nah, not I know. I'm sure there's some negativity, people that have said some things, but that's stuff that I don't pay any mind to because, if I did, then that means I would lower my level to them. And I'm not a person that wants to be negative. I want to be positive in all aspects of life, and if I succeed in life and if I do well, I'm bringing my community with me. Like they can say, look, he's doing something good for us all, and it's not something that I want them to think that I'm out there by myself succeeding, but I want them to jump on my back and come with me.
And how does it feel to be nominated as one of Central Valley's 40 under 40?
Oh, that was just a big surprise because you never think that someone like that would nominate you. And when I was nominated, it was just a true humbling experience. You get to participate in this program, and then you're wondering, like, man, I can't believe they actually recognized me and acknowledged me for this. So it was a great accomplishment.
You know who nominated you?
Yeah, it was another coach. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but I know he coaches in Los Palos now.
Oh, okay.
He said, from your accomplishments and what you're doing in Mendota, you for sure deserve that. And I was real grateful for it, and I thanked them for it as well.
That's awesome. That's someone outside of Mendota community that nominated you.
Yeah, that was a true shock, but it was a great experience.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about your future. How do you think the next football season will go?
Like it has been going. I think the pro's going, and it's still it has some momentum, and we're trying to build consistency here, and consistency meaning by continue with our winning attitude, and on and off the field, and just showing people that we're gonna be competitive. So I'm expecting a real competitive team.
And what goals and aspirations have you set for yourself in the future in regards to football and in life?
I tell myself if I could coach till the age of 40, then I did a good job. My goal is obviously to win 50 games as a head coach, and after that I want to win 100. I think I'm at 32 right now, so in 2 years hopefully I get 50 wins. And it's just something that I just want to continue being a part of this program, and then try to put it at Mendota at its highest level possible. And it's something that we're building towards, and it's something that we'll get there, but within time. If I could rate this program right now from a scale of 1 through 10, I still rate it as a 4. And I might be modest about it, but it's just something that's going to drive me saying, you're not there yet, keep on working. And, I just want the community to continue coming out here and supporting us. It's a marriage. I see this as a marriage, through the good and the bad, stick with us,
So you are married?
I'm married to my football program, yes.
What does the future have in store for some of the seniors on the team like Edgar Segura?
The good thing about that is that all our seniors are on pace to graduate and go to college. Any type of college, either a vocational school, a junior college, or a 4-year school. And right now Edgar is hearing some offers from some schools, and it's he might be going out of state to a University of Utah. And we're still kind of finalizing some things, and he still has to take care of some things. So he might be going to the University of Utah. Also been contacted today by Penn State University, Miami of Ohio, and Grand Valley State. So, there's possibilities out there. As much as he would want to play for Fresno State, I think the opportunity to go somewhere else and get your school paid for, you cannot say no to that.
Definitely. Is Mendota going Hollywood? There's a word around that you have been discussing with directors about making this story into an inspirational film.
Yeah, that's been some talks I've been having, and not just that, they also want to make like a reality TV show, and it's a whole new process. So I'm trying to,
Mm-hmm.
slow it down so it don't get too fast on me. And there's been talks with several producers and several companies that want to, make something happen. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna make the best decision for this community and the school, not for myself. But if it happens to get into those things, I want to make sure that we represent this community and the school in a positive light.
Mm-hmm. And how is it having actors and celebrities acknowledge your success?
It's awesome, that these kids have touched even them. They've inspired them, and they actually took the time out to reach out to me and say thank you, or yeah, you guys are doing an amazing job. So it's a I actually feel like the celebrity now because they're reaching out to me.
Uh-huh.
So it's just been great. They've been real helpful. They want to help us out in anything they can. So it's been a true blessing.
And who are some of the interesting people you've met since the ESPN video?
Well, I've met Keyshawn Johnson, who's a ESPN analysis. He played former
Mm-hmm.
NFL player. He's called me up saying he wants to help us out. Jay Hernandez, who's an actor. He came out on Friday Night Lights and another movie, Crazy Beautiful. I've met Adam Rodriguez, who came out on the movie Magic Mike and also on the show CSI Miami. And I met Tom Izzo. I've talked to him on the phone. He's a head basketball coach for Michigan State. I spoke to him and his wife, and I think the highlights of all the conversations that I've had has to be with his wife because she was just such a nice lady. And speaking to her and hearing her saying how she's been impacted by the story just really made me. It was a real heartwarming experience because here's a lady who migrated from Mexico just like a bunch of kids from Mendota, and said she could relate so much to it. So out of all the celebrities and all the athletes that have reached out to me, the one person that I really um, felt good talking to was Lupe Izzo, Tom Izzo's wife, head basketball coach of Michigan State.
I read the tweet about Disney calling you about your son Isaiah. What's going on with that?
Yeah. They also want to get him into like some acting things, but I think I want to try to protect my son as much as possible, because I wouldn't want to pressure him or get him into anything like that. But um, they have contacted me, but I don't see me taking those offers because I want to protect my son as much as possible.
That's great. And where do you see yourself 5, 10 years from now?
5, 10 years from now, I still see myself coaching here in Mendota. My vision isn't to win one or two championships, is to have a dynasty. Um, and I will, hopefully I'm still here coaching and I'm teaching special ed. That's my vision, and I'm gonna hopefully catch those dreams and not chase them. 10 years from now, I think I might be married. Hopefully I am, and I might have a family now. And it's gonna take a strong woman to marry me because I'm also dedicating so much time into my coaching career. And that's the same thing I see myself, that I'm teaching special ed here in Mendota, and I'm also coaching as well.
Do you plan on ever moving out of Mendota, like to a different area? Or?
Yeah, of course. It all depends what my wife wants. If I ever have one. But even without her, my goal is to move out. And try to just see what it's like living outside of Mendota. And I'm in the process of that right now. So I just don't know how far away I'm gonna move out though.
But do you want to stay in the valley or?
Yeah, absolutely. Fresno area, Madera area, or even Kerman.
Okay.
Around these areas for sure.
Oh, okay. If your life was turned into a movie, what actor would you want to play you?
Man, I don't know. I would like to act for myself.
Really?
Yeah. I don't need an actor acting like he's me. I mean, but Jay Hernandez, I think he'll be a good figure because he's a Mexican American, and I think he'll do a well job representing me and my heritage and my culture and my ethnicity, and I just think that it would take someone like him to do a good job. And I'm not too much of a guy thinking, oh, this guy can play me, this guy can't. But just by meeting him and just knowing what he's gone through and knowing a little bit about his life outside of the acting, it just shows me that, hey, this guy would do a good job with it.
And if you could have a superpower, which one would it be?
Mine would be, I don't know, fly, I guess, because I hate, driving's horrible, and I wish I could just fly everywhere. It'd be a lot quicker, because sometimes I get impatient and being in the car. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind being able to fly.
Okay. So, Beto, at Extreme Times, we like to promote all the positive things that are been happening in our community. Of course, you've obviously been one of them. We would like to. What would you like to tell any young people or parents that's watching this video that have a dream for themselves, who may think or feel that it's out of their reach?
No, that's the great thing about having dreams and goals is that you set them for yourself because you know you could attain them. And sometimes you have detours to bigger dreams and goals, just like I've had. And the only thing I can say is keep working hard, and even when the tough times come at you, that you just overcome them and just keep going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're the one that is in control of your life and dreams. And if you want to make a positive impact, then you're going to catch those dreams and not just chase them.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for your help and everything you've done for your community.
Thank you.
It
Thank you
was
for
great.
coming.